56, a helping hand with your land.
Neil from MSeries here. We're working through a series of comparative videos between Kubota's different series tractors. We're up here into the upper end now between an MX and an M-Series machine. This is one of the first places in this comparison series that you're going to start to see some very, very clear differences for a very, very different customer. So let's take a quick walk around these two tractors here and we can show you what makes an MX right for one person and an M-Series right for another. Well, many of Kubota's product lines have a lot of overlap between standard models and deluxe models, or overlapping horsepower ranges as you move from a B to an L to an MX series. The differentiation between MX and M is a lot more clear. The MX series is really a hybrid compact utility tractor. It's for somebody who has utility type chores to do, but may not want a full-on utility tractor to do them with. So these are offered at 48, 52 and 58 horsepower. The 48 being naturally aspirated and the 52 and 58 being turbocharged. Once you move up into the M-Series tractors, there's a lot more spectrum there. So the first machine in the M-Series is going to be the one that we've got sitting right here beside our MX. That's an M5660. But the M-Series is going to go clear on up through a lot of different models, through a lot of different chassis sizes, on up to the big M7 171 that's offered today. So if you're an M-Series customer, odds are you're doing haying work, row crop work. You're an actual production farmer with real production work to do. You're likely running that tractor for hours every day and putting a lot of demanding tasks to it, for demanding loader work, for heavy draft applications, for heavy three-point work. An M-Series machine is a real utility class tractor with utility class specifications, transmission options, and weights. On the other hand, an MX machine is geared towards somebody doing a lot more utility tasks, but in more compact applications where you may not want so much physical tractor driving around. Take horse farmers, for instance. You know, if you need to be able to move bales around and do a little bit of mowing and that kind of stuff, you may not want a big heavy machine in order to do it with, or you might want, say, a simple to drive hydrostatic transmission, which isn't offered up in big utility tractors. So there's a real clear distinction between the type of customer that may buy an MX or an M-Series tractor. One big difference between these tractors is their raw weight. You'll hear a lot of conversation among farmers or guys of very, very demanding tasks about tractor weights. And an M-Series machine is a machine that is made to be heavy. It's a tractor for applications where you want a big, heavy tractor. An MX series tractor, on the other hand, is heavy for a compact tractor, but not nearly as heavy as a rear utility tractor is. So take a look at the ground where I came driving up here today. You'll see when I came up, I actually pulled the tractor up onto this little hillside, and it was heavy enough that it slid downhill a little bit, taking all of the grass with it. Or if you take a look at the depth of the ruts just behind the machine as I was driving up here today, the big M5660 with these heavy cast wheels on the back left really deep ruts as I was coming up my hill. So when we start to think about, say, a mowing application, if you're going to go out and you want to run an 8-foot brush hog, an MX series tractor might be a good choice because you don't necessarily want all that big heavy weight from the tractor rutting things up in your pasture as you go back and forth. On the converse side of that, if you've got a really demanding loader application, you may want the big heavy cast wheels behind the machine to be able to lift heavy loads as safely as possible. So, you know, when we compare these machines, we always want to start first by going into your application and saying, what is the demanding thing here, right? If you need a big heavy loader, an M-Series might be right for you, but if you just need to go out and run a rotary cutter for several hours every month, an MX may suit you just fine. So this is going to end up being a really short video because this is one of the few places that we can simply say this is a bigger tractor over here. As we move up through the product line, as you go from an L series to an MX and from an MX to an M, this is a place that you're simply taking a big step in size. You know, there's going to be a leap in the physical size of an M series tractor compared to an MX, even though their horsepowers can be very close. You know, you can buy an MX series at 58 horsepower, M start at 56 horsepower, and so you can actually get a little bit more horsepower in the smaller tractor in some cases, but this machine over here is just going to be a bigger, heavier machine. And again, we're going to go back to that distinction between more compact-oriented tasks and utility-oriented tasks, and that the MX series is a utility compact hybrid tractor where the M series machines start moving into true utility tractors for utility work. Have any parts or service needs for any of your machines, or you're in the market for a tractor like this? We're here to help. We're available at www.mesics.com or at 800-222-3373.